What's up guys, today we're going to reveal the uncomfortable truth about the current state of the Manosphere. So what is the current state of the Manosphere? Well, if we're being honest, the current state is shit. And there are four main issues you see in our community. The first one is tribalism. So when I got into this community 2010, 2011, right, there was a sense of camaraderie, right? So I remember getting in through RSD Inner Circle, meeting up with wings in my area. And of course there was division, not everyone got along. Sometimes there was bickering. However, overall, there was a sense of we're in this together. We're all trying to level up as men. That sense is gone. You see a bunch of different factions. You see the black pill faction, the red pill faction, the blue pill faction, the pickup faction, the MGTOW faction. In each one of these factions, there's also sub-factions. So for example, in the red pill community, you have the Anthony Johnson part, and then you have the fresh and fit part, and all these little sub-factions and factions are fighting with each other. There's a lot of infighting, no one's getting along, and everyone is talking shit. And I am a little bit guilty of this myself. I've engaged in a little bit of shit talking, but what I've tried to do is to bridge the gap and invite people from different parts of our community, even outside of the Manosphere community, to come together and have discussions, have debates. And some people have actually done that and have engaged in that with me. However, there's also a lot of people, in fact the majority of people in the Manosphere, who are not willing to do that. They don't want to have debates, they don't want to have discussions with anyone who's not in their sub-faction. All they want to do is talk shit behind their computer or just get involved in their little circle jerk with their community and not engage with anyone who's outside their faction, which is unfortunate because the sense of tribalism is literally tearing the community apart. So that is the first thing. The second issue we have is frauds and LARPers. So I would say that 95% of the Manosphere is basically people who either have no idea what they're talking about and full-on scamming, or people who are heavily exaggerating and partially scamming, right? Only a very small percentage of this community is people who are actually competent in whatever they're teaching. And unfortunately, it is typically the people who have the best marketing who get the most views, who get the most sales, right? So for example, someone like me who's saying, hey, listen, if you work really hard, you put in the effort, you get really good photos, you do this over and over again, right? That's not really as sexy as someone saying, oh, just send this text and you're gonna get like a threesome within 24 hours, right? So again, the truth isn't really that sexy. What is sexy is actually falsehoods and a bunch of lies and exaggerations. So that is an unfortunate part of this community. And again, you have a lot of the blind leading the blind, which is unfortunate because it's sending a lot of men in the wrong direction. And then when they start going down the wrong direction, they just come to the conclusion that all of the Manosphere is bullshit, and the best thing they can do is just become, incels, right? Which again is extremely unfortunate, and that could be fixed if there wasn't, this sense of the blind leading the blind. I think the third issue I see in this community is a thirst for drama. So the Manosphere has honestly become like a bunch of middle school girls, which is very sad for me to say, but it is true if we're being honest. Now, a lot of people say they want value. However, that is not really true. When I do live streams where I do like text game breakdowns or Tinder profile reviews or just practical advice, I get like 100 live viewers. Whenever I do a debate with some random black pillar, I get like 300, 400 live viewers. The numbers don't lie. People say they want value, but they really thirst for is drama. That's why you have Fresh and Fit hitting over 1 million subs. Do you think they hit over 1 million subs because of the practical wisdom they offer? No, it is because of the drama. This community is very thirsty for drama. And I've only seen that getting worse and worse every single year. And that poses a major, challenge to me and other content creators because, hey, we want to give value, but we know that if we give value, no one's going to give a shit, no one's going to click on that. If we give drama, that's what people are going to click on. Now, what I've tried to do is find a reasonable compromise. So what I've tried to do is give people infotainment, right? So I'm still giving them information, but it's in a very entertaining fashion. Speed dates are a good example of that. If you watch my speed dates, there's a little bit of drama, right? There's entertainment, but there's also a lot of information if you're willing to absorb. So that's kind of the compromise that I've reached at. And I think the last unfortunate thing about this community is that it's become tied to a political ideology. Not completely, but to some extent it has, which is unfortunate because 10 years ago, politics was not a part of the Manosphere, right? It was like, hey, you might be a liberal, I might be a conservative, you might be a moderate, but we're all in this together trying to prove as men. But now, you see basically this community has become tied to like this cringy conspiracy theory stuff, which for someone who's a normie and outsider who looks in this community, they're like, well, I want to improve as a man, but I don't want to believe in like this like crazy conspiracy crap. This community seems like a bunch of lunatics, right? It's literally making our community seem like a laughingstock. And I think the biggest issue, which is kind of something I've touched on, but I think should be restated, is this community has become very, very toxic. The toxicity is real. Even with the PWF, sub-community, right, which I would say is definitely one of the better ones as far as people go, it's definitely at the very top. I would say 1/3 of my chat is toxic. It's people who want other people to fail. It's people who are constantly talking shit. It's very negative people hoping to spread their negativity. Again, there's a lot of good people in PWF. 2/3 of this community is positive people who have good intentions, who want to get better, but there's also a very loud and vocal minority who is extremely toxic. And I've seen this, manifest in various ways. I've had content creators tell me, hey Alex, I really like you, I like your content, I no longer want to go on your channel because it's really, really toxic. Even my own girlfriend was like, hey, I really support what you do, but every time I go on your channel, people just talk massive shit about me and it's taking a toll on my mental health. I get called a slut, I get insulted, I get told I'm for the streets, I get told I'm busted 3, which again is extremely uncalled for. Like, why would you insult a girl who's being nice and, coming on, trying to spread value, right? Which again, this community has become toxic and it's a very, loud minority that is really making things worse. But again, this poses a great challenge for me as a content creator because I also have a free speech policy. So I don't want to actually kick those people out of BAMDUP, right? Which is, again, something I'm struggling with as a content creator. So you see all these issues and the community has become very uninviting for the outside person. Like, they look at this community and they're like, why the hell would I want to get involved in this shit? It's just a bunch of people who are really toxic, who talk shit about each other, who want people to fail, who are just basically seem like miserable human beings, which again, is not fair to most of this community, but that's the perception to outsiders. Like, again, I have a lot of friends who are not in the Manosphere, they look at this community and that is exactly what they tell me. However, it's not all bad. There's a lot of redeeming qualities about the Manosphere. The first is that there are actually people in this community who care, who know what they're talking about and give practical value. Now, when you search Manosphere, it's not going to be guys like me or Austin Summers who can come out the top, right? Again, it's going to be like Fresh and Fit and Andrew Tate. However, if you dig deep and you know where to look, you can find a lot of guys who have a lot of expertise who can really help you level up as a man. So that's the first thing. The second thing is there's still a lot of good people in this community. I would say the majority of the Manosphere is actually guys who mean well, who actually want to improve, are good-hearted people, right? But again, they're being silenced by a very vocal, negative minority. So I think this community definitely does have a lot of redeeming qualities, but it is time for the Manosphere to get back on track, to slow down with the drama. Again, it can be fun, I get it, but to really focus on giving value, stop the tribalism, have conversations with each other, do debates, and stop all this weird shit that's going on that's setting our community back. All right, hopefully you guys found this video valuable, and if you want to make the Manosphere great again, get it, great again, politics, make sure you smash the like button, hit subscribe, click the bell for notification, and make sure you guys also check out a brand new Clips channel. Also, let me know in the comments what you think about what I said in this video, whether you agree or disagree with my message, and what you think this community can do to improve. Thank you guys for watching, and until next time.